After spending his entire life working hard, sacrificing every dream for his only son, one father thought he had finally earned peace in his old age. But instead, he faced the cruelest betrayal. His own son, the boy he raised with his blood and sweat, kicked him out of the very house he built. What happened 5 years later? That son, broken and desperate, came crawling back. And the father's response? Something that shocked everyone. Stay with me, because this story is not just about betrayal. It's about karma, resilience, and the power of dignity. Michael Anderson had spent 40 years working in construction. Every brick he laid, every calloused hand, every sleepless night was for one purpose: to give his son Daniel the best life possible. Michael's wife, Clara, had passed away when Daniel was just 12. From that day, Michael became both father and mother. He cooked, he cleaned, he stayed up late helping with homework. While his friends spent evenings at bars or vacations, Michael was at home making sure Daniel never felt the absence of a mother. He sold his old car to pay for Daniel's college. He refused promotions that required out-of-town travel just to stay close to his boy. Every dream Michael once had, traveling the world, starting his own business, was shelved. Because to him, Daniel was his dream. By the time Michael retired at 65, he had managed to pay off a beautiful 2-story home. A modest house, but filled with memories. Daniel's childhood drawings still decorated the walls of the study. The old oak tree in the backyard had carved initials, Dad and Dan. Michael thought, this house will always be our safe haven. One day, Daniel will bring his own children here. I'll be their grandfather, their storyteller, their protector. But fate had a cruel twist in store. Daniel had married a woman named Vanessa. From the very beginning, Michael noticed her arrogance. She often complained about the house being too old-fashioned. She wanted modern furniture, expensive upgrades, and more control. Michael ignored the red flags. She'll change, he thought. Maybe she just needs time. But soon, Vanessa began whispering into Daniel's ear. Why should your father still control the house? He's retired, useless now. We should be in charge. Michael overheard arguments late at night, but he stayed quiet, believing his son's love would protect their bond. It was a rainy evening. Michael had just returned from his daily walk when Daniel called him into the living room. Vanessa sat there with a smug smile. Dad, Daniel began, avoiding his father's eyes. We've decided. You can't stay here anymore. This is our house now. Michael froze. What are you saying, son? I built this house with my own hands. For you, for our family. Vanessa interrupted sharply. Exactly, for us. And we want privacy. You're old now. You should move into a retirement home. Michael's heart sank. A retirement home? You want to throw me away? Like garbage? Daniel's silence confirmed everything. That night, with just one suitcase and his walking stick, Michael stepped out of the house he had built. In tears. Michael found shelter in a small rented apartment in a quiet neighborhood. The place was nothing compared to his old home, but it gave him peace. At first, the loneliness was unbearable. No family dinners, no laughter of grandchildren. No voice of his son. But slowly, Michael discovered himself again. He started writing journals. He joined a community club. And with the little savings he had, he invested carefully in small properties and stocks. What began as survival soon turned into growth. Within 5 years, Michael had built a surprising fortune. His investments paid off. He bought multiple rental properties. His small apartment turned into a spacious condo. More importantly, he built a new family of friends, kind neighbors, supportive community members, and even a woman named Eleanor, a retired teacher who shared his love for books and long walks. Michael had lost his blood family, but gained a chosen family. Meanwhile, Daniel's life was collapsing. Vanessa's greed grew uncontrollable. She pushed Daniel into risky business ventures. Loans piled up. The house that once felt secure became a prison of debts. Soon, Daniel lost his job. Vanessa abandoned him for a wealthier man, taking their children with her. Daniel, once arrogant and proud, was now broke, alone, and filled with regret. One evening, as Michael was reading on his balcony, he heard a knock on the door. It was Daniel. His face was pale, his clothes shabby, his eyes swollen with tears. "Dad," he whispered, choking on his words. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Vanessa left me. The kids don't even call me. I lost everything. Please, help me." For a long moment, Michael stared at his son. Memories flashed, his childhood smile, his first steps, the betrayal, the night he was kicked out. Michael finally spoke. "Son, when you threw me out, I had nothing. But I rebuilt myself, not with money, but with dignity. You must do the same." Daniel collapsed, sobbing. "Please, Dad, I have nowhere else to go." Michael sighed. "I won't let you sleep on the streets. But remember, trust and respect are earned, not demanded." Michael allowed Daniel to stay temporarily in one of his rental apartments, but he set strict rules. Daniel had to work, rebuild his life, and most importantly, learn humility. The once arrogant son now worked under the guidance of the father he had betrayed. Slowly, Daniel realized the depth of his mistake. He began to rebuild not just his finances, but his relationship with his father. Life had come full circle. The house that Daniel had stolen was gone. The wife who manipulated him was gone. But the father he betrayed remained. The end, Michael didn't seek revenge, he sought dignity, and in that dignity, he found victory. Because sometimes, the sweetest revenge is simply living better. If this story touched you, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more powerful life stories that remind us all. Betrayal may break us, but resilience makes us stronger.